What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Potential Unleashed. We're back with another video. In this video, I ranked every Classroom Elite light novel in year 1 from my favorite to least favorite, and I did it live. If you guys want to be able to participate in the next one, then make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you guys never miss out on when I go live next time. With that out of the way, let's get into it. I'm gonna have you guys do. I'm gonna do it live so you guys can give me your guys' thoughts while I do it. I mean, it's my motherfucking list, right? Which none of them are going to be down here. I think I didn't dislike the book, but it was boring. But there's some. All right, we're gonna do. I'm gonna do this one last. I'm gonna move all these in here. I'll do this one last, so you guys aren't gonna you guys won't know exactly what my favorite book is to the end. But so yeah, so what I'm gonna do it in order from book 1 to 11.5. Give some quick thoughts about it, and then in the end I'll probably adjust some stuff. And yeah, let's get into it. So book 1. Right, the start of the series, Classroom of the Elite. It's not really whatchamacallit. I feel like book 1 was a good introduction. Especially that twist with the whole how the school works. Using pride points, class points. Everybody has to go to class A. And I think this is the one with Kushida when we found out she was crazy. It's definitely it's definitely up there for me. It's not up here. I think it's a good series, right? For me to I'm still hooked by it, but it wasn't something crazy. For it to be an A or S tier book, it had to hit. And I was reading it. I thought it was solid, but for me, the books didn't start hitting until a little bit after. All right, so book two is my second least favorite book in the series. I'm not gonna hold you. I didn't really give a fluff about the stuff with Pseudo, to be honest. It was interesting, learning Ruin and how he's a puppet master, and how he uses coercion and brute force in order to win and stuff like that. I think that's cool. I'm not really a fan of Sakura as a character. I'm not gonna lie. Her development's cool, but I don't really care about her. She's a little bit annoying to me. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. What else? Ichinose cool. We were introduced to her a lot more in this one. But I did like the scene of Kiyotaka saving her, and the fact that how they tricked the people into taking back their the report they put out. I think that was interesting as well. Yeah, Sakura. She's alright, but she don't do nothing. Let's be honest. She's not no Karuizawa. She's not no Ichinose, no Harikta, no Saki Inaki, something. Alright, so this is when, for me personally, this is when the book, the books piqued my interest, right? They, were really good. Especially the island test, seeing, because we knew what Kiyotaka could do, with the whole stuff with Manabu, fighting him temporarily, coming up, but we really figured out how smart he was and how he outsmarted everybody on the island. The fight with Ibuki is pretty cool. I love Ibuki as a character. Ibuki cracked Harikta. I think that was interesting. And we also got to see a little bit of Harikta's weakness here. Like I said, this was really one of the books that was really one of my favorites. Now, book 4. Book 4. I think we can all agree that book 4 is an easy S tier. That whole spread your legs scene, I was like, what the fluff, right? It made me realize how much I love Karuizawa here, how smart Kiyotaka was, how smart Ichinose was for figuring out Kiyotaka's triple plan, switching phones, switching SIM cards, all of that. I think it was interesting. The Zodiac stuff, we learned more about Ruin, him targeting Harikta, learning more about Hirata, his past. This was a phenomenal book in my opinion. And then we have book 4.5, right? We're gonna what was book 4.5? Okay, book 4.5 was when they were stuck in the elevator. We learned about Katsuraki's twin, the beach scene. Book 4.5 was solid. I actually liked it more than the original book. It was alright. Nothing too special about it. But it was overall, cool. I liked the whole. My favorite part in the book was the whole Karuizawa scene when he pushed her in the water. I thought that was heartwarming. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was cool, but it wasn't S tier. It wasn't A tier, but it was enjoyable. She did get her hand stuck in a water bottle. That was funny too. But I'm not gonna put it higher. It was a pretty solid book. Like if I had to give like this is a 10. S is probably a 10 out of 10 books. A would probably be like 9.5 out of 10. 9.5. These would probably be 8.5 out of 10. 7. And these are just awful. But like I said, none of these books are gonna go here. Book 5. Like I said, I enjoyed the sports festival, right? I enjoyed it. Especially Sudo's development, Harikta's development, learning about the traitor, and especially that scene. I have reread that scene countless of times. The race with Manabu when he's like, what did he say? He's like, all right, he said, I'm about to go faster. You better like keep up. Like that. And I have been waiting for this scene to be animated. If I had to like, and I'll probably make my top 10 moments once I read like all the books. But this is probably a top 3 moments for me, right? Definitely a top 3 moment for me. All right, now we have book. What book is this? Book 6. This is the class poll, right? I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna put this right here. It was all right, pretty solid. We had that Sato confessing to him, learning that she likes him. What else was in here? We got to see Harikta actually got to step up on Ruin. She finally wasn't playing defense no more. She took to the offensive. We got the Enya and Yokoji group. We learned more about Hasabe, Akito in this one as well. Kese. Like I said, Sakura is in it, so it was like, yeah. Yeah, this is when they made the group, right? With the study test, the test thing, like, right? I'm not tripping, right? I'm not tripping. But like, and some of the issues with these books, they're setup books for like other ones. Like for example, like book 6 is a setup book for book 7, and like some of like the setup books are kind of alright, but like they make the other ones better. Like for instance, book 7, can't convince me otherwise. Book 7 is phenomenal. Okay, she ain't no snitch. If I remember robbing the bank, I'm calling her because she ain't gonna snitch. The whole scene when he was like, he took out Ibuki, took out Albert, took out Ishizaki, punching Ruin. He was like, mink, mink, mink. Like, y'all ever seen, I'm not gonna say it, but it was like, fight back. Like, that went crazy. That's literally the only thing I remember in that book. I think also, yeah, that's the only thing I really remember. That's like the primary focus of the book. Like I said, you can't convince me this is one of the best books in the series. And 7.5. 7.5. That was a banger too. I'm not even gonna hold you guys. The whole now I will say Kurosawa, she was cop blocking his whole date. But that was cool. Learning like him talking to Ruin was cool. He kind of has like Ruin like not as his pawn, but like somebody that he can use in the future. Like Sato was cool. I love her. Love Kurosawa in this book. The whole scene at the end when he was like, well, I only didn't go out with her because of you. Like that was cool. Manabu's like interesting in this. We also had that scene with Nagumo interested in Kiyotaka. I think that's everything that happened in this book. Then we have book 8. Book 8. Let me explain to you guys. This is my least favorite book in the series, and I'm going to explain why. Book 8 has the least amount of my favorite characters in it. Well, okay, technically they're still in it, but like in terms of like what's the word I'm gonna use? Like they're barely in it. Ichinose's barely in this book. Kei barely in this book. Harikta, she's not even one of my favorite characters, but she's barely in the book. Like a lot of my favorite characters are barely in it. Kese's in it, Ishizaki's in it, Koenji's in it. Like I like this because Koenji's in it, but like Nightbot, why you banning for that? But like, book 8 was certainly not my favorite. I'm not gonna hold you. It was like this was probably the most boring out of the books. Like the whole Nagumo stuff was cool. The T-Rex scene was kind of funny, like when they were comparing their schlongs. But other than that, I don't remember nothing. I'm gonna be honest with you. So like, chat, can we all agree? Like, can we all agree that this is like the worst book? Like, am I tweaking for thinking that this is not the best book in the, like, nowhere near the best book? Dude's packing a 29.6. Oh my gosh. You didn't have to say it like that. Alright, so next we have book 9. Book 9, that's the Ichinose stuff. Went like catching her stealing or shoplifting. Book 9 is pretty decent. I think also Saki and Naki. I think she also like challenged him in this book, right? Let's see. What else? It was that, you know, the whole Ichinose stuff. The fact that he like started using her as a pawn. Like he did that in order to gain her as a pawn. That's all I remember, but I still think that was pretty good. You know, Book 9 an A? Really? What was like special about it? Cause like I feel like it was good. Like the whole Ichinose stuff was. You would think because she's my favorite like girl in the series that this would be higher on the list, but like other than that, you know, it's kind of forgetful. Like I said, I do remember the whole scene with like her losing it and like Saki and Naki kind of targeting her, and the whole All right, so Book 10. What was Book 10? Book 10. I remember this. Book 10, okay, I hated Harikta in the beginning of the book. Like, probably from books 1 through 4. I did not like Harikta like that, right? But Harikta, I might even move this up one. I'm not gonna hold you, but this is like, but Harikta was clutch. And this made me not really like Hirata, because Hirata's all like, no guys, let's all be friends and be happy. That's not how the world works, Hirata. The world is a competitive place. We can't all be friends. So when Harikta was like, alright, I'ma step in. We're gonna say, Kiyotaka, he's not the worst one. Yamachi, you're the worst one, right? We're getting rid of you because you ain't done nothing to help the class. I was like, Takio-ish. I was like, Harikta was going crazy. And then Koenji was like, I'll listen to what he was going crazy too. And then Hirata started yelling. It was like everybody was just yelling at each other. And then like, nah, F it. I'm moving. This one's up. Book 10 is a pretty good book. I'm not gonna hold you. Like just that one scene alone was amazing. And then for me, Book 11 was up there too. I liked it more than Book 10. Especially like the fact that, you know, they're like, oh, how did he get a protection point? He became the commander. He started doing stuff like commanding his troops properly. And then especially that chess scene was phenomenal, right? The fact that they're like, you know, they're going back and forth, and they're sitting here like, Harikta's like, can you make another move? Like, do you have that ability? Because, you know, he's like, I don't care who it is, I won't lose to anyone. And like, then Saki and Naki, you know, Hashimoto's panicking. He's like, Princess, what you got left in the tank? Is this it? Then she came back. And the fact that I was some kind of hot that he lost her. I was like, how the heck did you lose when you're talking on that itch? But I didn't know that Tsukishiro interfered. This man interfered in the plans. And then when he interfered, that's how she won. But like, you know, either or, I still think she's maybe not on his level, but she's definitely up there with him. But like that Tsukishiro thing was a twist. But I do wish Kiyotaka won in that instance. But I'm not complaining. It is what it is. Well, I am complaining. I was some kind of hot. But Book 11 was fire. Yeah, when he went to the when they went to the library, that scene was dope. And lastly, we have Book 11 and a half. Book 11 and a half. It's my favorite of the short stories. It's definitely not, in my opinion, it's not S tier. Let me tell y'all something though. Let me tell y'all something. 3 scenes stood out to me the most. The one with Manabu and Harikta, when they finally patched things up, that was cool. The Ichinose scene, it hit me. This man Kiyotaka, at first I was like, okay, he's a player. Like, he's sitting here rubbing on her face and like, you know, sitting here flicking her lip. I was like, okay. And then he said he's gonna crush her. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, Kiyotaka, you didn't have to do that. And then the confession with what's her name? With Kay, that was pretty interesting too. Alright, but to finish this off, right? So, if you guys want to know what my favorite book is, right? Alright, take a guess, right? It's obviously one in the S tier, right? So we're gonna adjust this. I think, like, let's look at the A tier. I think this is accurate. This is definitely my least favorite one. Yeah, I think all these are accurate. But like, alright, before I like before I like tell you guys which is my favorite, let me know which one you guys think is my favorite. Like I said, you guys probably know it's one of the ones in the S tier thing, but it says 7 or 11. Volume 7 is favorite for everyone. Alright, well, I kind of gave it away a little bit. Volume 10, Volume 7. Alright, I kind of gave it... Well, chat, what's your guys' favorite before I say mine? Alright, let me know. Let me know in the comments. Well, in the chat real quick. But I will say, I'm spoiling it, Volume 7 is not my favorite. It's good, but it's not my favorite. Volume 7 or 7.5, Volume 10. I think I'm sleeping on Volume 10. Volume 10 was pretty darn good. What's my favorite? Alright, like I said, I kind of gave it away. I put my favorites in, or if you look at like the rest of them, I put it in order from my favorite to my least favorite. So this is my favorite, right? The reason being, I told you guys earlier, my 3 favorite characters includes Kiyotaka, Ichinose, and Karuizawa. And what does this book have? Who's in the same group? Kiyotaka, Ichinose, Karuizawa. I love her development in this. That scene below deck was fire. Ichinose figuring out Kiyotaka's like 2 to 3 step plan, and like even her like noticing that he's like special. This is my favorite book. Now my second favorite book, like I said, it's book 7. Like if like the order, I'm moving it down temporarily. Well, actually no, I can leave it. Like my order, this is my favorite book to my least favorite book. So like we're going from left to right. So number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, 14. So like, yeah, this is my order. I think it's a pretty good list. What you guys think, chat?